Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Banished. We're using the Colonial Charter mod, version 1.6, the Forge Awakens, and this is the field in our town of Ramblington that is at the center of all the attention right now. So what we've got going on here, I wanted to put another plantation in. Let me zoom out a bit so we can get some perspective. That's supposed to be a plantation, but when we went to do that, you can see there are several artifacts that were left over from a road that was deleted. And I've tried several ways to get rid of it and haven't been able to. Tried shutting down, restarting, what have you, seeing if the system would reset itself. I've been advised by several of you to use the flattened terrain tool. Now we've got two of these. I don't really understand why we've got two. Why does one act different than the other? This one flattens the terrain, water and holes come up, mountains go down. Use the remove structure tool to delete the yellow icons afterward. And be careful because you cannot undo your action. The flatten power tool flattens the terrain, including mountain trees. Okay, instantly destroying all resources. So I don't know if this one just takes out mountains and goes down, or is this one levels and brings things up, or just what the difference is. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and try it here. I haven't clicked yet. You can see where the red is. I'm assuming the way a tool like this works, if it's like other games, you click on the level that you want everything to match. And as you draw across, everything is going to be brought down to that level. So theoretically, this should create this square recreated in all of these places. Except when I do this, you hear this noise. It didn't accept it. So go and grab the other tool. Same thing. So neither of these tools seem to be wanting to erase the leftovers of whatever has poisoned those cells, those squares there on the map. So my thought was to go in with a road, which I think caused it originally. And I guess I was going to do a contrasting road so we can see the difference. But let's go in with the road that I would have used in case it is those qualities that are the issue here. So we'll build a road, then we'll come back and we'll delete the road and see what happens afterward. But this guy right there, bundling shed, let's go ahead and pause him. If we can get a plantation in here, it'd be better. I think that's, that was the intention of it. So let's go with that. So let's see. Our crops are pretty much picked up. Yeah, got a little bit left over here. That's from the Frisian cows, which are chunks of beef. Okay, Frisian cows are not made of air. That's good to know. So let's go ahead and prioritize this since all the crops are in. That's not it. It's green. Oh, you can't prioritize roads. Ah, okay. Never mind. So we'll just move on. Let me grab my notes here and see what the next issue is to deal with. The clay shoreman. Let's see. I don't see any reason why we can't get this going. I'm going to kick it down to 2, though, so I can think. The clay shoreman. I think we had a year here. Did we? This is running with 1, and we've got 100 to 120 coming in. We are at late winter. I think we did that right at the very beginning of last year. So we can call this real close to a year. So 1 is making 100 to 120. 2 are making 210. So we basically have doubled the output by adding another person. I was expecting more like 150. So in that case, it may well be worth doubling up the labor in the shore houses. This guy over here, sand, is not doing as well. We did 147 and we're doing 147. We seem to be hitting a cap here. So we're going to need more. Whoa, a big flash. We just hit early spring. We're going to need more shore houses for sand. These guys, I'd say we can go ahead and double up in. Labor is doing fine. Let's see. So these guys are done. Let's think about these guys. Are they using this? They are. We do have sand there. no clay. Even though this guy, he's sand, he's clay. These guys are turned off. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the same thing there and there. And that is shoreman. What did that give us for a total? SH. Right there. So we need to add 3. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. That gives us more sand, more clay, and that should be fine. Hopefully they're using this. I am fighting them by not giving them their material stockpile that they want. Maybe that's going to work against me in the end. But we'll see. The bakery. I popped in and let the game run a little bit just to kind of get a sense of what's going on and what to expect. I let this one run, and I discovered something. When you go to add the next house, it adds more to the back and not just the top. It actually surrounds this guy. So we don't have enough room for this bakery. So we're going to go ahead and put a delete order in on this one, and we're going to move them across the road. That was different. There we go. So bakery is going to be built across the road where there's more room. Urban bakery. Okay, so let's go in the same position in case we throw a road through there later. It looks like a good spot right there. And one off the road is, let's see here. Yeah, so those front arrows would be where the sidewalk goes in front of the building. So we can go ahead and touch the road that way. Alright, so that guy we're going to want to watch build. But when it came in for me, and I want to go put the next layer in just to see what it looked like, it was it was hitting over here and way over here. So the next level is quite big. So he's on pause. He has been rebuilt. Let's see, coal. Coal, I'm still not comfortable that we're doing what we need to be doing. What have we got here? 20. Yeah, we're going downhill on the coal. So let's go ahead and up which one? We're turning into furnace fuel over here. We are storing it here. Okay. So we're grabbing from there to bring over to here, but this guy right here is also making it, and they're actually using it over here. Now what were you? You're making coke fuel out of coal right here. Okay, so production-wise, we're making 660 coke fuel a year. How much furnace fuel are we making a year? Not near as much. So this is using up a lot more coal, I am guessing. So let's increase the coal over at this end. Yeah, well, now we need to do it, or else we need to shut down coke fuel production. That's really the balance point. If we shut down coke fuel production, then and concentrate more on reeds, I don't know if we're going to get more fuel per worker. Don't know how well that balances out. But it will decrease our use of coal. Well, let's just kick it up. I was going to say 5 more, but let's go 3 more. We'll do that. And see if we can at the very least level off. We haven't leveled yet. So we'll see how that goes. I don't want to deplete any further. I'm really enjoying having about a dozen laborers sitting in here, and I like to maintain that as much as I can. We have a trader coming in, but let's take a peek real quick. I have all the traders coming in. Food is doing pretty good. Let's check our graphs. I think we are seeing an uptick here. We'll see where this one comes down at the end of the, we're getting into early autumn, but I'm thinking that we are finally ahead of our food crisis. So I think we're good there. 1, 2 traders. Okay, what do we got? He's bringing in seeds. He's a company merchant, so he's got just random stuff. We did pick up sugarcane. We're not going to use it yet. Flour, spinach. So he's got food. We don't need to buy food now. Arrowheads, venison. What is this? Surströmming. That's interesting. It's made out of fish, it looks like. I've not come across that word before in this game. There appear to be several things that come in from the traders that we can't make on our own. It isn't an option for us. I'm not seeing anything here that we truly need. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on this. Well, although before I do that, orders. Any chance he has access to rice? That's interesting. We got to the end of W's and we moved to another alphabet here. So I guess we are dealing with food first. I'm only seeing seeds here. Let's go back. These are all seeds. And these are animals. Okay, so we're going by categories. So seeds. After seeds, we are at foods. So I guess our best chance of finding rice in this list is going to be, wow, there's a lot. No, that's metals. Am I wrong? Sausage, tallow. I'm not seeing rice, and we're diving right into other products. And now we're back to milk again. So we're not necessarily truly alphabetized here. Okay, so here's an R. Reeds. No rice. There's rye. Make sure that we're back to P again. So I guess I'm going to have to really glance through all of this. I didn't see it. Maybe you guys did. Rice. There it is. Let's call for rice. And we'll do it just once. See if we can get 100 out of that. Alright. Dismiss you. And what have you got? Stone I would buy. And any of the ores. Don't think we really need anything else. Well, not the gold ore, but I will take the tin ore. Coal, rugs, stone. We'll take the stone. Copper ore. Alright, was that it? Lamp oil. We can make vegetable oil. I don't know that we have the ability to make lamp oil yet. I know it comes out of blubber, but it seems like there was a way to make lamp oil out of vegetable oil. But it's a kind of redundancy, kind of a double processing. I'm curious. I want to go ahead, well, 35 each. Now, pass on that. I'd like to pop in some street lamps. And it seems like there were some that required oil, and they would actually work. I may be mistaken there, but I want to see if that's true. But we'll hold off on that. So that is all that is needed. So we need to come up with 2,900. What have we got floating around? We got iron tools to get rid of. Steel tools are doing fine. They're climbing as I'm looking at it. So let's get rid of the iron tools. What else can we get rid of? We will spend candles. That'll do us. Need another 2,300. So I'm pretty sure we're still sitting fine on candles. Of course, I say that every time I see this, and I spend 100 every time, and one of these days that's going to just go away. 14 statues. Where does that put us? An additional 850. So cloth down coats, we could do a run of those. Yeah, we'll do 2 of those. An additional 52. Heating oil, we'll put in 8 of those. And venison cuts, we'll put in 2. Alright, so that takes care of that. We've got ores and stone. Alright, trade and dismiss. So, next thing to check on was the dock workshops. We've had a year down there for these guys too. So, we're still waiting for our rice. And this guy here is making fire bundles out of reeds. 2 employees did around 500 last year. And that was a full year, if I recall. I might be just shy off, though. Maybe I take that back. We started in the spring, and then it had to build. So if that was truly the same year, this may be 3/4 of a year. So maybe we can count on 600 to 700 out of this. The bundling sheds on land, 2 people also, are bringing in around the 500 mark. So this might be just a little bit better. We'll let it go another year just to kind of verify that. What have we got here? Try road to connect plantation field. Okay, our road, that was the last thing I was going to check, and it is in. So let's go ahead and delete the road now. And let's see what it leaves behind. See if that takes care of this problem. If not, then we'll go ahead and get this bundling shed going. Wow, there is our bamboo. Watch it grow. It just explodes when it hits. That is amazing. Wow. Alright, so bamboo probably has the ability to make a large quantity, I'm guessing. We'll see when we find the history at the end of the season. This is something I wanted to do. I kind of like having a backup field, but this field is too small to actually be our backup anymore. So we've deleted and reclaimed, so the pestilence is gone, the disease that was in there. I'm going to take this down to 21. Right there. When we hit 21, we should be able to transfer back to this guy. And then we'll keep this as our backup field again. Another trader just popped in. We'll see what he's got. Ducks, bison, and llamas. We're going to hold off on any more animals until we've got our next agriculture area going. And animal pens is the last thing that's on my list. We came across a trader, I think it was last episode, or if not, then the previous one, that had domesticated animals. And I was trying to figure out what those were for. I know that when we went through all of the buttons back in episode 3, I came across one that required animals that weren't any specific animal. I thought that was really odd. How do you make those? Well, it turns out you buy them. And Conan the Thin Bloke brought this one up to me. I could not remember where that was. It was the pens. The animal pens. So we've got a sheep pen that will make wool and leather, and it's made with 4 random domesticated animals. And we've got a milk pen that makes milk and occasional leather, and an egg pen that you toss in chickens from the domesticated animals, and it makes eggs and occasional feathers. So, and he was suggesting that it's not a very high production rate, but it would work great for something like a pub kitchen, which I went over and checked this, and we are out of chicken. So we're no longer really making the sweet chicken right here. So what I'm thinking about doing is switching him over to breakfast, scrambled eggs and milk. So if we were to switch him to that and toss in a chicken pen, which will make the eggs. Now we can't switch him over yet. That's right, we don't actually have the chickens, but we will eventually. So in town, we're going to have just a small pen, thinking right back like that, of chickens and a small pen for milk. Where is that? Right there. Okay. And we'll let them touch. So we're going to let these guys build. We don't have the animals to run it yet. But, so I'll put him back on, well, we're out of chicken. So what else can we do that we've got? We do have probably some potatoes. Let's see. Yeah, lost it. I know potato production is not that great, but we should have some at least. Potatoes. No, not enough to even think about. Let's move you. Grab this guy. We're not making chilies. We don't have pecans. Pork we were out of last I checked. Pork. I think they're being turned into cuts too fast. What we did have a lot of was venison, and that's the potatoes. Where'd you go? Right there. Fish and potatoes. Okay, what do I need to do here? It's so frustrating how it shoots right through. Where was I? Here? There we go. So, what was I saying? Fish. We were to switch to fish and chips. Now it's still potatoes. Mutton? What are we doing on mutton right now? 200. We'll go with the mutton and carrots. We do have plenty of those. Mutton there, and carrots. Where are you? Where's the picture of carrots? Alright, where's the word? That doesn't look like carrots to me. Well, we have plenty of them. Alright, so we're going to switch to lamb stew for now. Until these guys get built and we find domesticated animals again. Which probably isn't going to come very often. So, otherwise, are we pretty much done over here? Well, we've got our road out. Boy, they're quick. Alright, so, what's it going to be? What happened? If we were to do this, they're still there. So, these guys are just ingrained into the game save now, and I don't see how we're going to get rid of them. Flatten tool didn't work, building over the top of and deleting didn't work. So I don't have any other suggestions at the moment. So let's turn on this bundling shed and let him finish. And we'll switch him to bamboo, which is half harvested right now. And we've got, so it looks like we're heading in for 1,000 out of this guy. That's good. Alrighty then. Looking over the map here. Wood is still doing excellent. Enough so that I think we could probably turn on some of our firewood again. Let's go ahead and do that. Is there a preferred place? In town, we never really turned this guy off, so he's been going all along. And he might be a good place to put another one of our log carts. So let's do that. Where is that? That is there. So log cart there. And there isn't a stall that does that, is there? That's all foods, and then dry goods, clothing, and materials. Alright, so it's just this guy. So if he were to go, where are we not going to build a building? Probably something like that. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so he's going to go out and grab logs for this chopper. Do that one. How is, let's see, residence, building shed, urban bakery. Got all the materials in all these. This one as well. We're just waiting for builders. And we have that set right about where I want it. So out here, are we doing okay? We did not turn on one of these guys, so let's do that. Anyone in particular? Probably doesn't matter that much, so we'll just fire him up. Turn him on. And he should find his job here in a little bit. If I were to turn that back down, then back up again. Yeah, that'll take care of it. So that is that. We could queue this guy up soon. Probably queue him up when this gets down, and we'll just swap places for a while. Did anything ever go into this material warehouse? Nothing ever did. Wow, that's frustrating. Okay. So, going to give up on this. They are dumping here, but let's give them a closer place to dump. So that would be a materials stockpile. So we are here, materials. Let's just put in, oh, something like that. That will do. And this one is just going to sit here and look good, but it's not actually functioning. Oh well, they have their preferences, and we could fight them all that we want, and we're the only ones who are going to lose doing that. Brought in 1,000 fish last year with 3 fishermen. Brought in 2,200 fish last year with 4 fishermen. So this is the powerhouse right here for food. Well, I think if we get to where we're really in more of a food crunch, I might extend this dock out and put another circle right here. But I think we're fine on fish at the moment. So, I think it is time to get back over here. Whatever happened down here? Hey, they got to it. Alright, and no, that is not a proper corner. Now I see. But what look do we want for our town, or at least for this area of our town? Let's go ahead and put the other footprints in of the other buildings, get those built. You guys let me know in the comments what you like here. Let's do, though, see if we can maybe squeeze it into this episode. What do I want here? I want this one. Let's demolish... Let's go back to the fences. Or is that here? Yeah. So if I went into the customized hedges, that is the actual corner. And that is the flowered one. Yeah, it does fit in one space. Okay. Now let's go back here and delete. Will it let me? It will not. Let's do that first. Structure's being upgraded. I guess I have to upgrade it to demolish it, if I recall. Makes impassable. Converts to non-road conforming. Will also allow for the structure to be removed in the usual way. Alright. We'll do that to both of these. And can these be prioritized? Cannot. Okay. So just have to wait for it to happen right before my eyes. What was that? Oh, he worked on it a little while, then he left with his rock melons. Oh, well, with his flax. Okay. So let that happen. We've got a trader waiting for us. 2? Just 1. And he has brought us sand. Let's see. We've upped our laborers. How are we doing with sand? Let's see. Sand, 300 something. I'm going to hold off. Now we know we have been dropping. Are we going to level and move our way up now that we've maxed out our workers on sand? So 378. Clay is doing what now? It should be doing really well. There you are. No, we're actually still dropping. So we are maxing out our capacity to bring in goods. I'll have to turn these last 2 shore houses back on. Anyway, charcoal. Well, let's tell you what, let's pop this open. I haven't actually looked at fuels for a little bit. So let's see what's in the houses. Charcoal, seems like we were sitting in the 600s before. Let's see here. We were looking at firewood and firewood of 1,000. That's going up. Fire bundles. Where were we last time? I'm remembering 17 or 1800, but I may be wrong. Last one is coke fuel. That was in close to like 3,000 last time. 4,000. So we're doing really, really well on coke fuel. We probably could shut that down for a while if we needed to. Outside of the homes, coal was at 20. We're at 28. Charcoal's nothing. Coke fuel is quite a bit not in the homes, just sitting in reserve. Okay. So we're doing fine on fuels right now. Tools are definitely on their way up. Logs are on their way up. Iron is fine. We could always grab some iron ore if it's out there. Copper ore we'll grab. We're going to be getting quite a supply of that when we finally finish off our metals industries. Homewares, glass, 1,000 rugs and candles. What are we doing in glass? We should be doing pretty good. I have not been selling glass at all anymore. Glassware is doing fine. So as long as we keep up with the sand, that industry is going to be balanced out just fine. So we're going to stick to just these 2. Just the one, the copper ore. Okay. Pottery is the easiest one to make that from. 1 click and we're good. Trade and dismiss. So that is done. Did another one come in? Yes, he did. I did hear another noise. You are a mercer, and you have got clothing we do not need. So we will dismiss you, and we're good there. Did we finish these? We did not. So, footprints. Let's put these guys in. Town services. Put in our Colonial Hall. That's a smaller building. So he would fit in this space if we wanted to. What size is the courthouse? He is about the same footprint. And the governor's office. That's even better. Let's plan that for here. In this small area, he can have this whole square. We'll road up around him. This whole area here will be the governor's residence. I like that. So we're going to face him to the main road there. And the courthouse, it makes sense to be next to him. Right there. And probably a similar positioning. That looks fairly symmetrical. And then right up from that will be the other one. The Colonial Hall. Did I get the... I think I got the orientation right on the other one. So they seem to be following each other's footprints here. So if I were to come up in this area, and same distance from the road, let's do something like, well, if I... Is there a staircase off the bottom of this? There is. And I can't quite tell. I think it stays within the second arrow, but I'm not sure. It probably is within the first arrow. In which case we want it to be in that position there. I see. He is wider. Right there. Right there. Okay, that's where he goes. Don't need to watch these guys. They're going to take a long time to build. I am more interested in these guys. Seems like I heard a noise when I was doing that. Yep, one more. Let's see what this guy's got. Cows, pigs, and chickens. Alright, dismiss you. And what next? We're looking for... Oh, this came in. That's right, that's what I noticed. I had more of these pop. And I want to get to this guy. But wooden cart is in. Let's give him a worker. And he's the one who's going to be supplying the chopper. So move these guys out. The central church is in. We will do that. And he's already got 11 members who've got to... Well, these guys will head in there. Okay. So turn that off. And the other was... Where are you? There you are. Bakery. So we've got a bakery. Let's set something for him to make, which we cannot because we have no flour. So that will be taken care of in the next few episodes. So he's not going to be up and running yet. We'll turn him off. But let's build over the top of him. So what I discovered when I was just doing a quick practice run on this building was that the next floor, I think we will finish the roof here. We're not going to go 3 stories on this one. But he builds out... I'm rotated here, aren't I? Yeah. He builds out to the side. No, he does not build out to the back. I must have had it rotated wrong. Okay. So he builds out to the side, which wipes out my ability to run a road through here if we wanted to. Oh well. We'll still potentially do that, but he looks like that. And have I got the positioning right? I see. So the shed roof on the side sticks out back a little bit. Okay. So he goes there. And that's the position right there. Now, while that is building, it looks like this is still functional. So urban house is right there. And he could still be... It's not like upgrading a house where when you upgrade it, the house is no longer functional, no longer usable. The bottom floor is still considered a separate entity. So that's what's going to happen there. Let's see that again. So that's going to sit there. What would look well with that? See, I would imagine the third floor is going to be quite towering, and that would look funny in this part of town. But we've got a bakery there. We've got a residence there. What is going to look good next to this building? Let's continue this road through. There we go. Let's do that. So we'll ignore the other one. That didn't work. Boy, that is getting annoying. There we go. I can put brick through here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do just that. And we'll send it through here. off to somewhere out there. And we've done that already through this one. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's how we started. So it's just a matter of continuing it. We weren't sure what we were going to do. We just got up to this point. Okay. So he is positioned well for that. The other part of the house heads over there. Now it's a matter of looking through buildings. So what we want to get into the colonial houses. But do we want businesses through here? Let's see. Probably should have a business on the corners of all of the intersections with housing in between. That makes sense. So this guy's going to shoot through here. Let's road that one. And he'll go off until we figure out what to do with the rest of them. So businesses through here. And we don't want to increase our population too much. So let's concentrate on businesses first before we start putting more houses in. Our food is... Church is still maxed over here. What's going on here? Out of something. Probably furniture? Don't know. Oh, furniture's there. Pottery. I sold 20 pottery. That didn't empty us, did it? 0. Okay. So I was going to look at our food real quick as far as graphs. We're still on the uptick. Okay. So we can handle more houses soon, but let's get in that 40 or 50,000 range. Let's actually have a problem with our upper limit on food, and then we'll look at growing our population again. But, excuse me, pottery, I can't believe we're having that much trouble with pottery. Are we not getting the product, the raw resources to us? We're bringing in 35 a year here, and 40 a year here. Is that normal for 2 employees? We've got, so all the pottery's coming out of here now. The furnace fuel is coming out of over there, but we don't have any over here. That is so annoying. Our coal is over there. Our furnace fuel is staying over there. So we're having to walk a long way to get our furnace fuel. This is a material stockpile. Too bad this can't be manned to go out and get the stuff. We tried the little booth there, the little stall, and they weren't going out to get the furnace fuel. So they were getting what was local, which was right over here. So how are we going to get that furnace fuel moved over? Has this guy ever had logs? He's doing food really good, but I don't know if he's going to... Well, we got another one in town here. Let's look these over. Another distribution barn is here. He's got tools, no materials. This guy over here, we had another one right there. Alright, silk is a dry goods. Cloth, steel tools, stone statues. So I don't think any of these are considered materials. So I don't know that materials will ever drop into this guy to be moved. So that really was never going to answer our problem here, that big experiment we had at the beginning. If we were to get a resource barn in, a resource depot, what was that other one called? That'd be worth experimenting with that one more time. This guy, resource depot. Now the problem was that we could use it to draw a bunch of materials into it, but once we released it, if we were to draw again, it would take everything from this area. So it's not going to work long term. Well, it's not going to work short term, but it could work long term. I'm curious about trying that one more time. If I were to drop this guy over here, can't really do any more shore houses in this area, so I think that'd be a good place. If we were to drop him in there and have him bring 1,000 furnace fuel in and then release it, and then several years later have him draw another 1,000 furnace fuel in and then release it. So we're not pulling it right back out of the material stockpiles of this area because we will have used it all up. So when the area is depleted, then use him to draw from across the map to this area. So let's go with that plan for a while, see what that does. Bundling shed is in. That is out over here. Go ahead and put 2 employees in over here. 1, 2. He's going to be using bamboo. So they're defaulted to corn, which, too bad the game can't separate the corn stalks from the corn. It's actually using our food over here. That's too bad. But that is done. Laborers are still doing well. We're at around 40 minutes in this episode. How did we end here? We ended with 1,000. How are we ending otherwise? These are the bigger crops. I think we had a pretty good year as far as weather. 1,200. That's nice. So, Rockmelon, what did you do? Got 1,200 here. So these guys are able to handle the particular crops that are fast-growing and the higher temperatures. We can get into an even bigger field with 1 farmer, as long as labor is picking up. That's good to see. This guy got done. We'll take a peek at that. Otherwise, this is our field that's closer to the 150, and it's handling things that are more in the a little bit longer runs of harvest or of growth. And what did he bring in? He brought in his 1,092, so they're maxing out the fields. 1,064. Raspberries have always done well. 1,092, they maxed out their fields. These are the ones that took the longest to grow. And we got the 920. I think that is the max here. 950, okay. Even the potatoes. That's good to see. So corn over here did the 950. All right. Dock residents just came in. So let's peek at these guys. The dock residents means we upgraded. So now that this guy is upgraded, let's go ahead and pop another one in for upgrade. So we'll upgrade this guy next. And I guess, well, we won't be able to watch it because that's just the demolition screen. So he is done. And we'll go take a look at the urban house. So there is a house over the top of a bakery. I like that. There's no point in putting the market version of this here because we got a market right there. But when we get into crossroads out into here and out into here, we'll do those over there as well. We've got our governor's office in. So let's read about that one more time. The governor's office. This one? It won't give me the pop-up because it's built. Oh, that's frustrating. Huh. So they created laws and they created happiness, if I recall. So we will pop in an employee. Work is on, but we don't get any more information on the building. That's too bad. So I have to go back to the wiki to read about that, or right when I clicked on it, when it popped up information, go back to the beginning of the video and hit pause. You can read more about that. So the church is in. The governor's office. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, I was thinking of this guy, the courthouse. This is the governor's office. Okay, this is the one that I didn't think we could build because we didn't have the fancy homewares, but we actually do have those now. I thought this would be sitting here just waiting for the right materials to come in. All right, so both these guys you need to go back and read about. This one is the obvious one, the Colonial Hall. He is the full-blown version of this guy, of our town arrival. Which reminds me, while I'm thinking about it, I would want to put in another hospital and another boarding house. So let's get that in as well. So, well, yeah, let's do that while I'm thinking about it. That is this guy, the town lodging. Now we put in the boarding house and we upgraded it to the coaching house. Let's see what the town lodging is. All right, so that's something that would do well here, and I think he would look good right across from the row houses. So let's do that. So one space in, so we can put a double sidewalk into it, and we'll do. That's even with those guys. So let's, now we'll center it on them, and we'll put some grounds around it, and we'll kick him back one as well. All right, so there's our town lodging, and another doctor in this area would be wise, and he can be right on this intersection here. So the doctor is town services as well, and right there. hospital. We'll do that. And one space to either side. Yeah, I don't know that we necessarily need to hedge or wall around him, so he can sit right there. So that guy we want to kind of watch as well. Now what else has happened? We got this one in. He looks great. These guys are in. So I think we're just hearing traders coming in. So we'll hit the traders and then we'll call this episode done. So pause him. Let's start up here. We've got no coffee. We do have tea though. We've got our inn. I'm assuming that it is served there. So let's go ahead and buy some of this just for fun. We got rum as well. We can buy some of that for fun. Let's put in an order of, well, I want to say 100. I don't know how fast they're going to drink this. They may consume that so quickly that we don't even get a chance to see it. So let's put in, well, it is quite pricey though. Alright, we'll go with the 100 of that. That's not a 100. There we go. Of that, pipe tobacco, rum, and chocolate. 100, 100. There's 3,800, and I have 100 of that as well. So we'll store all those in the tavern, or the inn, whichever one you want to use, and it'll give us enough variety to be able to pop in there and kind of see it functioning. I think that'd be kind of fun to do. Poultices, may as well finish off the rest of these guys. We're not making them anymore. So we're looking for about 4,000 more. So building supplies. Yeah, we'll do a 20 stack of those. And furniture we're not going to touch. Homewares, we'll do a 20 stack of those. Overpaying by 118. So pull this back to 19. Do that again. There we go. And we need another 37. So what's the easiest way to do that? Wool coats, we do 2 of those. 7 more. We'll do 1 chestnut and 3 beef cuts. Alright, so that gets us goods for our tavern. Trade and dismiss. This guy has brought us seeds. He's a planter. Don't need any more seeds that I can think of. Now, so let's go ahead and dismiss him. And this guy has brought us what? More ores. We're probably going to be capping out on the need for ores for a while. I would imagine that's starting to fill us up storehouse-wise. We'll do this one last run of it. Tools, tin, brick, glass, silver ore. We'll do that. Homewares, fire bundles, iron ores. We'll take that one. And stone. We'll do that as well. So 200. Fancy furniture we got plenty of. Charcoal we're fine. So 29.50. What is the easiest way to do that here? We're not going to touch pottery. That is just not working. In fact, we probably should pull some of it out of the traders. Candles. Alright, it's time to find out what we're really doing in candles. Seems like we're making them pretty well. We've got tallow and beeswax feeding it. So candles is C. 182. Alright, let's hold off on the candles for a while. So healing oils, we are making those, so we're only at 54 out of 100, which means we are tapping our town dry of those. So clothing is probably where we want to go with this. So let's do the 60 of those, and that, an additional 1,700. So stone statues, that looks pretty good. We're counting up by 20s, overpaying by 1,000. So if we take that back down to 25, what's that do? Overpaying, so 24. And let's see, we need another 50. What counts up in 50s or 25s? We'll do 2 of those. Alright, the trade and dismiss. And I have got to shut this down because I'm recording this before leaving for work, and I have to leave in 30 seconds. So, it has been fun doing this with you folks. This has been Noble Rambler. I'm going to call this one done. If you'd hit the like and subscribe, I'd really be happy. And I will see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.